now. All right, we're here with fifth-year head men's and women's golf coach, Elliot Gealy. Just wrapped up your fall season. Let's start with the guys' side. Why don't you tell us some thoughts on the fall performance from your guys' teams?
Yeah, the guys. It was a transition year it's a transition year for us, and we knew coming in that we'd have a lot of different pieces kind of moving in and out of our lineups, and we did. We had 5 different tournaments, and we had 5 different lineups. So the good thing is we get to see a lot of people play. We get to see how they react when the lights come on, and that's really what we try to do. We try to produce a competitive environment at home, and then kind of see what they do when they qualify for the tournament. So overall, it's not been a great fall, to be honest with you, but we're going to live with the ups and downs of that, having such a young team. We have no seniors, and a lot of freshmen and sophomores are competing for us. So we understand that. It's a process, but we're really encouraged about what we're doing. I think the most encouraging part is we've had 6 guys shoot 2 under par or better in a round of golf at a tournament. So we know they're capable. I guess the next step is if they can do it for 54 holes instead of just one day.
What can you take from the fall that you can bring into the spring season with the guys' team?
I think the most encouraging part is like when we do our qualifiers and we're competing for spots on the roster, we're seeing a lot better scores. And I know it's discouraging the fact that they're doing it at home, but we're not quite taking it on the road with us. But I mean, that's what happens with youth. I mean, you can see guys play really well at practice, and they sometimes don't take it when the lights come on and they have a little additional pressure on themselves. So I think what we can take is just that they know they're getting better, and they're creating a competitive environment at home, and we know that motivation is a really, really big factor in making people kind of play to the levels that we hope that they can play at. So we'll just take that. We put them in some tough tournaments. We've got some tough fields, but I think that just shows them what we need to what our standard needs to be and what we're going to work towards. So we're looking forward to like pushing them in the fall and the off season right here, and creating even tougher situations to make them, I think, get out of their comfort zones is the biggest thing.
Let's shift to the girls' team.
Mm-hmm.
Tied for a couple first place, won a couple tournaments, 3 top 5 finishes as a team.
Mm-hmm.
What can you take out of the girls' side of the fall?
The girls did everything we would ask of them. I mean, we put ourselves in good position as far as our ranking goes, as our regional ranking. We're not. We have a very competitive region. We play with all the Florida schools, and a lot of teams in our conference and Peach Belt are very competitive. So we know what we're in for the whole year. It's a process, but the most important thing is you want to put yourself in a good position after the fall to be able to just to play your game in the spring and not try to push and try to catch up so much. So I think 2 wins or a tie for first and a first solo on the women's side is great. We've got a great environment with the girls and the guys as well, but I think they really love each other and they really like to compete, and they're going to keep pushing, and we're going to just keep getting better.
You had a 23rd national ranking. What does that say for the program, and what does that mean?
Well, I mean, rankings are, they are what they are, but at the same time, I think in our standard, if we do it off a computer basis, there's no people voting on it, so it truly is like how you perform. And they put the numbers in a computer and they spit them out, and it does say a lot about where we've come from. We've been very consistent the last few years about being in that top 20 to 30 in the country. So I think now my girls are seeing we got to play with a couple top 10 teams this week down in Florida, and it's not very far off. I think we lost to Limestone by 7 shots, and I mean they're 10th in the country. So over 36 holes, it's a very fine line. So I think they're just seeing the level of respect that we have now in the national scene. A lot of the schools didn't know who Lenoir-Rhyne golf was at one point in time, and now they know us, and they're like they respect us, and I think that's the next step with I think a lot of programs at Lenoir-Rhyne.
Going back to your first tournament of the year was the SAC preview.
Mm-hmm.
That was the one that you tied for first place. What did that mean to go up against some of the conference competition and perform as well as you all did?
Yeah, it was fun to watch them compete. I think we probably had 2 of the lower scores in school history at that tournament, and the good thing is the girls are comfortable on that golf course. And I think in golf we don't play in a controlled environment. We play different weather conditions, we play different golf courses, and you really want a course that you're comfortable for your conference championship. And for the girls to play well there, it gives them that extra bit of confidence that we can take into the spring when we play in April, to know that hey, whatever happens, whatever the weather is, we know we can all play this golf course well, and it just gives you that extra bit of comfort.
At the Myrtle Beach Intercollegiate, you earned your 10th career first place finish. What does that mean? And tell us a little bit about your run here as a golf coach.
Yeah, when I started 5 years ago, we were definitely in a rebuild phase. So, we had 1 year where we won 4 times in 1 year. So it happened pretty fast. I've been really pleased with both programs. We've been able to win every year on the men's side as well. So just a win is a big thing. We don't. we're not playing one team. We're playing sometimes 18 teams, and you're beating a lot of people at one time when you do that. So to accumulate that many wins in a short period of time is great, and I'm really thankful for that. I remember my first one with my guys and how excited it was on my birthday, and I mean, just they were all hugging each other and hugging me, and so those things matter a lot. And then when the girls won conference, 2017, it was kind of unexpected. We were playing two freshmen and two sophomores three sophomores and two freshmen. So it just came out of nowhere. But those things happen when the timing's right and preparation meets opportunity, and it was just our week. So we'll just keep doing what we're doing, and I mean, hopefully that number just keeps building and building and building.
Now you have a good chunk of time before you start up in February with your tournament. What can you do in this little time frame to make sure our spring ends up where we're hoping it would be?
Yeah, we'll do individual meetings here very shortly and go. We keep our stats with all the kids when they do qualifying rounds and tournament rounds. So we'll definitely see some strengths and weaknesses with these kids, and we'll just take those numbers. We'll crunch them a little bit. We'll do a lot of motivation and encouragement because they're young and they need some lifting up, and they also need some critiquing. But we'll take those situations. We'll use them to kind of do structured practice. We'll make sure that every kid hits their weaknesses really hard. We create an environment, kind of mini Ryder Cup we love to do. Since we have so many international kids, we'll create matches where they'll play each other, I'll get involved in it, and they always love playing against me, so that's always fun. And so we do that, and we really hit the gym. We're kind of increase our strength and conditioning. We'll do that as well. And the key is to kind of grind through the winter. The weather's not great usually, so I just tell them, mentally, you have to be checked in because it's going to be a little bit of a grind, but it's for a purpose, and we know we're trying to build towards April.
All right, I appreciate you taking the time today.
No problem. Thank you.